Колеги, ми продовжуємо.
Dear colleagues, we continue our working day. Topic of our press conference now is activity of the Center for Support of Volunteer Soldiers at Maidan Self-Defense Union in Ternopil. I invite Oryschenko, Center for Support of Volunteer Soldiers in Ternopil Oblast, and also Kovalyk and Liliya Musikhina from the same Center for Support of Volunteer Soldiers at Maidan Self-Defense Union in Ternopil. Glory to Ukraine. The self-defense units continue their activities in all small cities, towns, districts, villages, etc. And our volunteer soldier centers continue to work taking into account Russian aggression in the east of Ukraine, and we are eager to continue our work up to the final of this fighting. And today we would like to present Ternopil Center for Volunteer Soldiers Support. We work in Ternopil Oblast, and we help many military battalions in the ATO area. With this, I would like to give the floor to Kovalyk. First, I will describe activities of our civil society organization in the area of patriotic work and our events for children, and then Liliya Musikhina will describe our military support activities. Soon after Maidan had finished, we tried to unite all the Maidan volunteers from our oblast and to organize for them summer camp in one of our local children's summer centers. At that time, the threat of Russian Federation was not so high, but nevertheless, those members of our organization who had specific military experience, they had started that activities, and very soon leader of this training, Mr. Katruk, he became the chief commander of the Ternopil Volunteer Soldiers Battalion, and now they participate in the military activities in the East. The second is that we paid attention to level of patriotic work among children. Specifically, we wish to substitute the old Soviet standards in patriotic work and to offer something new to children. And in autumn and winter in late 2014-2015, we invited the military training teachers from the schools in Ternopil Oblast and organized for them training. Then they delivered special courses to their school graduates, and in summer 2015 we invited those school graduates to our youth summer camps. Besides that work, we joined the national patriotic youth game Juram. We participated rather successfully. the self-defense, Maidan self-defense in Ternopil Oblast. These are 14th and 15th hundreds of free people. The 15th hundred was formed by Plast organization. This is youth Boy Scout organizations, while 14th hundred of Maidan self-defense was formed by the National Youth Union, and which preserves the tradition of the Ukrainian uprising army. We organize special paramilitary game for youth. Usually we bring up to 500 to 400 young people to that our summer games. In the last period, we managed to invite even participants from Crimea, from Sumy Oblast, from Kharkiv Oblast, that is from eastern Oblast of Ukraine. That's good that many participants of that youth game, paramilitary games, they participated in Maidan events, and now they participate in the military actions in the East. Unfortunately, some of our guys were killed in the East, and that's why the last round of our game last year was named after this killed soldier. That is, we combine together the summer healthy summer exercises for children, and we organize leisure for them. At the same time, we organize sports activities and paramilitary exercises. With this, I would like to point out to our anti-corruption work. Many civic activists who participated in Maidan events and later went back homes. They are very very actively participating in anti-corruption work. For us, it's somehow easier to carry out anti-corruption activities than law enforcement agencies. As an NGO, we may have additional impact on those people who are corrupt. So the first step we made, we joined as a members to all the public councils and government bodies in Ternopil Oblast, like law enforcement agency of Ternopil Oblast. We are members to their public council. Some people do not believe this is an efficient way to participate, but actually we can carry out supervision over activities of some government bureaucrats. Although there are some obstacles for our work in those public councils, and of course government officials are not very happy when we interfere into their work. The second, our ways of influence upon government structures and of our anti-corruption work. During Maidan times, government officials were pressed to go to Maidan only upon pressure. For example, pension fund in Ternopil Oblast. Everybody knew that Madam Hama, who is leader of pension fund, was forced to send buses with people to lobby against Maidan. That is, she supplied people for anti-Maidan activities and anti-Maidan rallies in Kiev. So we insisted that Ms. Hama would be dismissed from her post, and because of our pressure, we managed to dismiss that lady. I will stop at this stage of my story and give the floor to my colleague Larissa.
Thank you. Glory to Ukraine. Practically all volunteers, they are now in the front line, and a lot of people were sent there. They are always in our memory, and in Ternopil, active people who cooperated, and we have not a lot of such people. Of course, there were some reasons why, and I would like to tell you about Roman Pavlyshin, who was injured in Grushevsky Street, and he wasn't able to go to the front line. And my husband is at the front line too, and I'm here because I have a child. And they say that we understand that everything is not so tragic, but then they asked for bread and macaroni, and we understood that we should help them. And this way our volunteer corps was started. We were only 2 people, and then our kids also joined us, and our children helped us. My daughter and kids of my friends, they were in the supermarkets, and they were collecting some food products, and we had a 5-ton truck that carried these products to the front line. And this activity continues. We help those who were mobilized and demobilized persons, and we know that it's very difficult to ask people, because people are poor, and now the Ministry of Defense works, and we have volunteers who help, but we should work on many issues such as optics, vehicles, and also there are some problems that there's no differentiation on the needs of the units. And for example, intelligence men not only they all have different needs, and some of them need thermal underwear or something else, and also boots are needed, and equipment. And we focused our effort on this, and we understand that maybe our oblast is the poorest, and we understand that we should earn. And we have another direction of our work that is connected with the work with those who were mobilized. and a woman, she started to bake gingerbread, and we have a wonderful recipe, and also we have our country men and also in diaspora, they like our gingerbread, and also we bought vehicles for this money, and also some embroiderment is made by women, and we started to make icons, and we have a wonderful car that is called 17 Towels, because this rushniks were sold, and the car was bought for this money. Can we demonstrate? This is gingerbread that we make, and this is all we have now because we sold everything else, and then we will go back and continue our activity. So those who you can order directly from us, and in the summer we also brought our volunteers into the forests. They collected herbs, and then they make some herbal teas like Banderevsky tea that is very good for people, and it is very good for immune system and for the blood. And also we have tea that is called the Force of Motherland. And also, for us, it is important to have calm. That's why we have special tea, calm in at home. And also, we to pan zamko. And also, we make some jewelry and some. We make medallions from bullets, because they say that it's better to carry a bullet on your chest than in your chest. And now we earn some money by selling these things. And also Zelenenko Photo Studio helped us. They made a calendar with pictures of wives of servicemen, and this calendar was made sponsored by administration. And also one more area of our activity that is important is the work with demobilized servicemen. They go back home, they don't have job, and of course their families suffer, and people with traumatized and who are under stress, and they want to go back to the front line. They need health care, and also we focus our effort on helping them. And on the basis of self-defense of Maidan, we created a center in Ternopil to help those guys. So we understand their problems and help to overcome these problems and to return to peaceful life. And also there's a problem that there were some negotiations on land plots for demobilized servicemen, and these negotiations continue. And our servicemen should be provided with good land plots, and I thank the firm that helped our servicemen, that they provided some housing for these servicemen, and they are distributed according to the list that is formed by us. And also all the servicemen of different divisions, they also joined, and we were only one small part of the whole process. And the land is the families of those who were killed, they get land, and also the land is provided to injured, and also to the families where the father who participated in ADO is has a lot of children, and also families that, if, for example, someone of the family is disabled. So we believe that this direction is also fruitful, and I thank all our countrymen and also self-defense of Maidan, and thank you them for being with us. And can you demonstrate those bags or necklaces? Maybe this is the most simple way to earn some money. We made some medallions and some accessories that we make, and we provide. They cost about 100 grivnas, and if you sell 8 such necklaces, then you can buy 1 pair of boots. And also we helped to design a uniform for special services as well as their summer uniform. And also it was important because Ukrainian designers and specialists were involved in this process. And this is 2 different types of gingerbread, and also there's a bag. One of our sponsors provided us with 5 kilometers of tissue, and this tissue is not good for the military. That's why we used it for handmade arts. And we sell it and then buy what our servicemen need. And people take this tissue, they create some piece of art, and then they brought it back. And this is our main feature. And we embroidered a lot of and you see there are some hearts embroidered on this tissue. And also there are different interesting options. And what is the cost of such a bag? About 300 grivnas, and abroad they sell it even more at a larger sum. And we bought a vehicle for this money, and the same story about gingerbread, and they bought an automobile. We didn't, we couldn't buy the last vehicle, and we took a loan from the bank, and now we are going to repay this sum. And also we can say that this experience should be provided to the people, because we can't just stand near the stores and ask people. We should create something, want to sell it, and to buy necessary equipment and clothes for the army. And we can do it in every city, in every town. Of course, there are some traditional recipes of gingerbread, of sweets. Some women can make something, some beautiful arts, and of course we are in the crisis center, but we shouldn't cry, we should work. And I have several comments. Maybe you have some images of your products on the internet. How can we contact you, not only from Ternopil but also from other different parts of Ukraine? How can they join your activity? My Facebook page, Liliya Musikhina, avatar with the red flag, and there there's an the urgent needs of the servicemen, and people can directly help other people. And everything that we embroider or we bake or collect or sew, or everything is there on this page. And there's really updated information, and also we inform by the local radio. We provide some information. And you said that's part of your products that you sell them abroad. What are these countries? And there are some Ukrainians who live abroad, and they help Ukraine. They support Ukraine. They understand that Ukraine is above all, and we should be active. And Brescia, Italy community help us. Girls from Rome also help us, and also students community from and also from people in Ireland, and they understand now why their support is so important. Also, we bring some things to the USA. We work a lot, and of course we want that other people support us, but we have a lot of supporters, and we feel that support of thousands of people. Thank you, and maybe the question to Ivan. And what is the total number of volunteers? Do you have the exact number? And you said that, and yes, but this is a question to me. And maybe to Ivan, you said that about anti-corruption activities in this context. What are the plans for this year? Do you plan to conduct direct actions? I didn't tell you about this work because we have not much time, but at the level of the city we were able, and maybe this is one of the main results, that we entered in the contest commissions that select new police officers, and 6 participants from our organization, they were present, and also we were able to select new patrol police in Ternopil city, and now these are our new police officers that are trained in Lviv, and then they will go back. And only one patrol officer was selected in the new police. And we asked open questions, and they said that there were some cases of corruption during previous years in patrol service, and we selected new people from demobilized servicemen from Ternopil Special Battalion also. And also the next stage, and we believe that without adequate and transparent system of law enforcement bodies, it would be impossible to create something new. That's why there will be a new attestation commission that will conduct selection into the oblast law enforcement bodies, and reforms are on the way. They are conducted, and in 2 years we were able to find some facts, and we have information on different representatives of patrol service officers, and on some bribe cases, and also prosecutor's office is also an important issue, because the prosecutor's office, they conducted non-transparent reforms. There was some rotation, but still the situation remains the same, and we all understand that they work under different principles. And another factor, in our oblast, we have some cases of bribery, when they caught some bribers, and there were some cases. First, Mr. Fedortsev, it's on people who have resources. They try to solve their issues in courts, and we went to court hearings for a year, and we didn't allow to we demanded transparency of these cases, and the judge sentenced him for 9 years. And the second case was organized criminal activity among law enforcement officers, and the officer of the department of the tax service and another unit of police, they took bribes and they were caught, and this case was postponed for 2 years, and we attended court hearings, and all these persons were punished from 5 to 5.5 years. And these facts were recorded. And the number of people, the number of volunteers that participate in your center in Ternopil, the most active that work for a full day. We work without any vacations or holidays. These are 2 people, and about 100 additionally. So they come, work, and then go. And they work, then they have time. Thank you very much. Thank you for your work. And of course, I am Valentin, and I will buy Valentine's Day sign. And thank you for coming. Until the next time, goodbye.